Hello and welcome to the High Note Podcast. I am your host, Sean Smith. It has been a while. I feel like I say that almost every episode. It's been a while, so I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Wanted to say hello and introduce my upcoming interview with Jayne Toohey, which is a long time coming. Jayne, I've known from the Philadelphia Folk Festival community for a number of years. And in fact, I was surprised when she gave me her phone number for this interview. I had already had her in my phone, and I'd intended to interview her about her book. She is the photographer and one of the authors of Smiling Banjo, a history of the Philadelphia Folk Festival, which came out in 2018. And I remember flipping through it at the festival when it was released and being absolutely enamored with the history and all of the amazing photos of this festival that has now been going on for 62 years, which is kind of hard to believe that our own Philadelphia Folk Festival right here in our backyard is one of these legendary festivals that has had amazing artists throughout the years. And Jayne curated this amazing collection, a lot of the photos that she took. But as you'll hear in the interview, she went to the Library of Congress to find some old photos to put in the book as well. So it's pretty cool. And Jayne is now the press contact for the Philadelphia Folk Festival, which is coming up just in a couple of weeks. This is festival season. We're right in the middle of it. I'm recording this on the 4th of August, and the Philadelphia Folk Festival is the 15th through the 17th. It's right near Schwanksville, Pennsylvania. So if you get a chance, the old pool farm, it's actually Harleysville is the actual city, but it's near Schwanksville. If you haven't gone to the festival, if you're new to the podcast or new to the High Note, welcome. And you'll probably hear me talk about the Philadelphia Folk Festival a lot if you stick around. I've been going to the festival since 2008. I've been covering it for the High Note since 2013. Before that, I covered it for a community newspaper in South Jersey. And it is one of the highlights of my summer every year. I look forward to it. I've met so many amazing friends. In fact, Paul Dixon, who gets a shout out in the interview, he wrote the music that you just heard, and I met him at the festival. So so many great friends, so many great memories, and so much great music. It's honestly one of the better festivals that you can really just go not knowing anybody who you're going to hear, and then walk away with finding one of your new favorite artists. So the way to get tickets or information, it's folkfest.org. Pretty simple. Go on, check it out. Has all the information there for tickets, has the lineup. There's even a Spotify playlist. I'll see if I can put that in the show notes if you want to see all of the artists who are performing this year at the 62nd Annual Philadelphia Folk Festival. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the High Note wherever you're listening to this. And if you like to read, there's a blog component as well. You can check me out at highnoteblog.com and anywhere you do social media, High Note Blog. And without further ado, here is my interview with Jayne Toohey. Jayne Toohey, welcome to the High Note Podcast. How you doing today?
I'm doing just fine.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for being with me. It's Folk Fest season, as I like to call it. We're finally in August, so I believe that you have a new position with the Folk Festival. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
What are you doing?
I'm actually the press contact for the festival.
Oh, great. So you're the right person to talk to then.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a new position, so I've been photographing the festival for over 40 years, but this is my first time actually doing this.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, actually, that's a great place to start. So tell me about your history with the Folk Fest. When did you first start going?
My first year was 1984, and I bought a ticket, and the following year I volunteered for security, and somebody I had met through the festival introduced me to Liz Braylow, who ran press, and she gave me my first press pass there. So that was 40 years ago, and I've been photographing it ever since, every year for 40 years.
Oh, that's great. Do you have any specific memories that come out about that first festival or some of the early years?
I don't remember a lot of it. It was a long time ago. I do remember just being wonderfully overwhelmed by getting to see so many performers that I knew of, but I got to see them on stage. And I remember, actually, I think it was my first festival, when Judy Collins played. And it was so exciting for me because I'd never seen her live before, but I'd been listening to her. And I sat in the pouring rain concert and just watched, and I didn't care how wet I was getting or anything else, because Judy Collins was like right there, and I could see her face.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
so it was pretty exciting, and that's been the way. I mean, I've gotten to photograph a lot of amazing people over the years there, and it's become my family. I'm The folk festival is really important to me, and I know a lot of people. I've been going for a long time. I've met some of my closest friends I met through the folk festival.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love to hear that. Yeah, I feel the same way. There is a big family aspect of it, especially when you're on the hill or camped out with people. We have a mutual friend, Paul Dixon. Does that name ring a bell?
Yes.
Yeah, he actually recorded the music for the high note. He put a little ditty together for me, and I met him camping years ago. And now he's one of my better friends. He's probably one of my best friends that I've met at the festival. And yeah, we stay in contact together throughout the year.
That's really good. He's a good guy. I camp with him at the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival.
Oh, cool! Another great festival.
Hmm.
Oh, that's amazing. So
Yes.
how has the festival changed over the past 40 years?
Oh, very much so. I mean, the early festivals, um, I mean, if you think about camping, the difference in camping, just the tents and the vehicles that were part of the festival and the campground years ago to what there is today. Um, the difference in size and the difference, I mean, the quality of stuff and the amount of people who have um, awnings and easy ups and things like that to protect you from the sun, which you didn't have back then. My camp, we had a big one, but it was like a hand designed. It was a big giant tarp, and they made their own poles and roping and things like that. Compared to now, it's like so much more modern and large vehicles and large RVs, and just the site. Luckily, we've been on the same site for a long time, but over the years, um, more permanent buildings were built, and then the big, beautiful Martin stage was built. The old stage was just this wooden platform. And one of the things I used to love about the old stage that was the grounds, the crafts um, crew. It wasn't actually, it was crafts. It was, yeah, I guess it was. They used to hand paint the background, the backdrops, and the front of the stage. And so every year the stage looked completely different. And when I look back on pictures, I can tell what year it was because of the design of the stage.
Oh, that's so cool.
And some of the, I mean, some people said they found them distracting, but I thought they were kind of cool because it distinctly told you were at Philly Folk Festival.
Yeah, whoever paints those murals, like when you come into the gates and then over
Yes.
by the camp stage, that are basically positioned all around. Whoever does that does a fantastic job.
Yeah, and that's what it evolved into after they stopped having to paint the stage. Because once the new stage, it's much more professional stage with the black curtains and all that. So they weren't hand painting it anymore. So that's when they started doing all these murals, and I mean, and that whole crew is just wonderful. The way the signs, they do all the signs, they do all those murals. I still have many years ago, when there was a building where they sold the merchandise. It was one of these old buildings, and up on top they had it was a hand painted, oh my god, I'm forgetting what it's called, a leprechaun
Oh, cool.
with a folk festival T-shirt on and bells around its ankle. Um, and I just loved it. And I asked my old college roommate who first told me about the festival. She was on that crew, and it's graphics, not crafts, graphics. And I asked her how could somebody get one of those pieces of painted wood? And she said, well, see whoever painted it. And I said, that leprechaun. She said, well, I painted it. So she gave that to me, and that leprechaun still goes to every festival with me. It's a little wooden leprechaun with a folk festival T-shirt. So it's yeah. So I've carried that around. Probably that might be from all the way back in the 80s.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. So it's there's a lot of people make a lot of memories there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And it's cool to see, through the years, I've been going to the festival since 2008. I've been covering it for the High Note since 2013. Before that, I was covering it for the current newspapers. And I've interviewed families, second,
Mhm.
third generations. I can't tell you how many people have told me that they were in diapers at the festival or that their
Mhm.
mother was pregnant with them at the festival.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Hmm. I know. Ian Zolator, who took over Gene Shay's radio show,
okay. That name
and
sounds very familiar.
yes, and does some of the emceeing at Fest now. He's been to the festival all his life. My very first festival, he was an infant because I camped with his parents.
Oh
So
wow.
I've watched like yeah. So and I've watched so many young people that I knew as little kids there that are now adults and have their own kids there, and um, it's pretty exciting. And I've watched many of my friends age. Sadly, we've watched many pass away, but it's definitely a very close community. And it's a family tradition.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how long people have had their spots in the campground.
Oh yeah. Hmm. And it is. It's a ritual, and everybody looks forward to it. And it's just the year because of COVID and stuff when it didn't happen, it was very sad. Um, it was a tough time to not be able to be there and be around friends. So we're back, it's even I think in some ways more meaningful because we missed that, and we missed a year when they reorganized, and it was a very sad time. So people are back, and it's definitely just a wonderful, wonderful time to be there.
Yeah, I
Um,
absolutely love it. I agree that it was a little bit of I really enjoyed the online component when the festival had to go virtual. I thought that that
yes.
was really cool and it was done very well.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, they did a great job.
Yeah, and there was a community aspect to it where you were able to connect with other people. I think they were
Mhm.
called campfires or something like that,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
that was really cool. I thought that was cool, and I thought it was good to see. You got to see a different side of the artist, but then also, you got to connect with people on a different level. So it was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
and the fact that they did that to keep it together while everybody was missing everything. I mean, the world was shut down, and just the fact that we could do that, definitely was a boost to people's moods that year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I
I
I thought it was great. And it was just cool to see like, oh, that's what Tom Rush's living room looks like, you know?
Oh, right. I know. I think that's so cool about Zooms nowadays. It's like you get a little insight into people. Um, that was definitely a very cool thing. It was funny too because when they on the main stage, when they you could zoom in on the actual acts, but if you looked at it through the photo that was on the background, I was standing in front of the stage the
Oh,
whole time.
cool.
So in that photograph, so it was really funny. It was me in one of my tie-dye dresses, and so I was there like the whole time. It's like, okay, I never left the main stage the entire festival. That was zoomed.
Yeah, I
So
I do love the photo pit. And I must have run into you down there throughout the
I'm
year.
sure.
Yeah, I usually the photographers like me because I'm short, so I usually don't get in people's way.
Yes, yeah. There's a variety, we've all been. So many of us have been in that pit for so many years together. Um, it's I mean, there's people that are still there that are there a lot longer than me, and for me, it's 40 years.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and
So
it's amazing how there's kind of two sides to the festival. There's the hill. I call it the hill, but the
mhm.
the performing side, the stages,
Yes,
and the crafting and the food vendors. And then there's the campground, which is and I feel like the campground has evolved, and the one tent that they have for camping supplies, I mean, that thing has everything. When I was in there last year, I was looking around, and like if you forgot something or something broke on your tent, they probably have a replacement right there.
Oh yes. Yeah, that camp store has always been wonderful for that kind of stuff. Yeah, the campground is a whole entity in itself. I mean, it's there's people that I know people that never leave the campground.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, I know a guy who
Yeah,
I talked to him one year, and he goes, "Yeah, I never left the campground that year."
yeah, I know. And for me, I've always gone to the music predominantly because I've had the opportunity to get to photograph the musicians all these years, and to photo. So I've always been spent a lot of time on the music side of it. But then in the campground, it's just the campground, especially like late at night. Wandering is just phenomenal, and it's just it's a whole like it's like Brigadoon. It's like this town just like gets built up. It's there for a week and then it's gone. Um, it's amazing. When I first started going, to me it was like it was there, so you didn't really think about it. And then I spent a couple of years with Grounds back in the '90s, and I watched it be built, and it changed my whole way of looking at it, because it was like, oh my God, this was a field, and over the summer it gets built into this little town, and all these people come for anywhere from a few days to almost a week, and it's just this celebration of music and friendship and family, and then it's gone, and it
Wow.
comes back the next year again.
Yeah,
It's quite magical when you think about it.
it really is. Yeah, and I guess for people who don't have that insight, when do the grounds crew get started? So we're right now, we're talking on the 4th of August, so we got about 2 weeks until Fest. What
Mhm.
what does the festival grounds look like right about now?
Oh, it's already starting to get come together, because it's only it's a lot of people that run some of the bigger committees and things like that will move in like next weekend, and then more like on Monday. So it's a week before like a lot of the people start setting up. Um, the grounds crew goes up. I believe it's still around 4th of July,
Oh, wow.
and then they're there on the weekends. And they put up all the fences. They repair things. Over the years, they've built the smaller stages, because it used to be the smaller stages were just like a platform, and then they slowly had their own roofs, and they've been evolved. There years ago, the camp stage was very small, a tiny little thing, and now it's a gorgeous stage. But all that has to be put together. It's a lot of the things are stored up there year round, and so they build it. They Besides all the fences, they have to put the buildings together. They put the camping headquarters together. They put the huts for the parking people, and the camping gate, and the finish, like some of the main gate is always there, but they put that together, and then the graphics crew comes in and paints the main gate. So the graphics crew is up there some of the weekends in advance, because obviously they don't get all that done the week before. And now I believe the grounds crew is already up there on a regular basis. They're up there usually for a week or two prior to festival, getting everything done. They used to, in fact, they probably still do all the scaffolding for the stage, for the speakers. And that used to be a huge project. Now they don't need as much of that, because they used to do the scaffolding for the stage too. So it's a lot. There's a lot of work that goes into doing this, and there's a lot of volunteers that they give their time to this festival, especially the grounds crew. It's every weekend through July and August.
Yeah, and it is
Yeah.
largely volunteer run still, isn't it?
Oh yes, yes, yes. There's like one or two people that are there all the time. and so but it's a stipend type thing. Um, but yeah, it's this festival is probably 95% total volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. There's such a dedication. Um, yeah, it's fest. No, it's like yeah, it's there's so much about it. I mean, whether you just want to be there with your friends or if you're there for the music or part of the music. I mean, there's a lot of stages, so there's a real variety. Um, and the music is so varied, and every year is different. And to me, when I started going, so many things fell under the idea of that it was folk music because it was played at the folk festival. And there's folk can be everything. I mean, it's singer songwriters, it's blues, it's bluegrass, it's Celtic, and it's Cajun. It's all folk music, and we've always had such a good variety of stuff that you really it's been an education in music because very often it's you hear these people for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, every year I walk away with a new favorite artist, and I
Hmm.
usually try to buy their CD in the tent, get it signed, which is another great aspect of the festival is the artist signings and the meet and greets.
Yes.
So you can go
Hmm.
up and actually speak to these folks, and a lot of times they're just walking around the craft area anyway.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's nice to have a set time that you know that they're going to be there to sign your CD and stuff. And to me, I think that's one of the most welcoming things about the festival is that it is pretty open. If you're, especially if you're a musician, you had mentioned the campground after, at night walking around. If you have if you have an instrument that you play, bring it to the festival, and you can walk around and basically hit campfire, jam. Run into a
Hmm.
band and play with them for a little while, and then go over to another group and play with them. Eat some food, have some drinks, and keep the party going.
Oh yeah. It's for musicians. The campground is just an oasis of just w- opportunity to play. I have a lot of musician friends who play, and like even small campsites. I mean, the camp that I stay with the last many years, we had a couple people that just we would play music late at night, and it was great. In fact, because one of the people that I've camped with for many years is Johnny Gallagher Jr., who's an actor. And he's played the folk festival. He's one of the festival kids that grew up going there, but he's also a Broadway star. And I've camped with him for years, and we would just sit around and play music. My husband plays music, and he would play up there around our camp in our campsite. And I have many musician friends who bring their instruments and play. Um, it's fun.
It's a lot of
I'm
fun.
slow. I'm slowly learning how to play because I won one of the Martin guitars a couple of years back,
Oh, cool.
and I always promised if I ever won a guitar, one of those guitars, I would learn how to play it. I'm very slowly, but I'm learning how to play it.
Oh, that's great. Well, I bet you're going to get a lot of practice in it in a couple of weeks at the festival.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to be too busy to play. I'm going to be a lot busier. I'm usually busy with taking pictures, but I think I'm going to be a little bit busier this year because I am the press contact for the at the festival.
The phone will definitely be ringing. That's for sure.
Yes, yes. So I'm trying to work out all the details right now. So but it's fun, and it's nice to like. I've had a press pass there for 40 years. It's nice to be able to give back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it is great to see there's so many people who are very giving when you walk around. It's nothing for somebody to offer you something to eat or something to drink at
Hmm.
these campfires and at the campsites are incredible, and they've changed since I've been there. They've all morphed, and one of my favorites was I think it was Country Bill's Outpost, the guy who had the swinging doors, the
Yes,
saloon doors.
yes.
I
Hmm.
remember that guy was really cool and had a little bar set up there. And actually, the cover of your book, we should mention Smiling Banjo about the folk festival. That bus with the platform on top, that was always one of my favorites as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how did you get involved? What was the germ that sparked sprouted the seed for this book, Smiling Banjo?
Actually, Eric Ring, who did the book along with us, he had a contact with the publisher and talked about doing it. And I had said he told me about it, and I told him I would be happy to work with him on it, because for years I tried to get them to do a book. Back, I guess, starting in the '90s, I thought we need this festival needs a book. And then it worked for that. And then Eric got it started, and so I worked with him, and then he started with interviewing, and we needed to write and some of the stuff, and I encouraged my husband to help us, and he wound up writing a lot of the book. He and Eric did the writing. Eric did a lot of the interviews, and then John would take them and wrote a lot of it, because my husband's been doing a lot of music writing for years. And it was a labor of love. It was a lot of work. It took a number of years to do it. And I have to give my husband a lot of credit, because toward the end, as it was coming together, I was having some health problems, and he really picked up the slack, and helped with doing captions for all the photos, and it was really fun collecting all the photographs from people. Eric and I even went down to Washington, when we brought Jean Shea with us, and went to the Library of Congress and went through some historical stuff about the festival. And I gathered images from all the photographers that have been doing that, and what we could from the archives. So it definitely was wonderful to do all this, and then interviewing and finding out stories from everybody. It was a pure joy. It was a lot. There's so much that goes on at the festival. There's a lot that we did not cover, but we tried to do at least a real overview of what the festival's like, and the music part, the campground part, the camps themselves, because there's so many. They most of them all have names, and same people have been camping there for years, as you know. So that was a really good thing, and I'm really grateful that Eric got that ball rolling, and that he let me join him on it.
That's great. Was there anything that you learned during the process of making that book that surprised you about the festival?
That's a good question. Actually, not anything that I can think of. It was interesting to learn more history, that things that I knew a little bit about, but I learned a lot more. But it's funny, I can't think of anything that really surprised me so much.
Yeah, I remember.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
That when I learned that the festival was at, I think it was the Wilson Farm for a couple of years first, right? I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then moved to its current location, where it's been for the past 59, 60 years, 50, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, it was in Paoli, and then it was at Spring Mount, I believe, which is down the road from the festival. And then it was on the other side of the it was not actually where we are now. It was actually over where there's a park right past the festival.
Yeah.
It was there for maybe a year or two, and I think then that the township didn't want them there, or somehow that happened, and that's when A. Poole said, well, you could do it on my farm.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the whole history of when it started, but it's, thank God for the Godshall family that we've been able to stay there. They love the festival. It's like a family reunion for them too. They're a really wonderful family, and they absolutely love the festival, and that's why we've gotten to have it all these years there, because the family who owns the land is thrilled that we're there.
That's great. Yeah, the whole town really does seem to embrace the festival, even down to the, my favorite part of the festival is the Lower Frederick Fire Company pancake breakfast. And I just love that. At one point, you could get a wagon ride from the campground to Pancakes and then back, which was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's some, I don't think they're doing that anymore, but the firehouses have worked with us. The just the townships. There it is. It's a community thing, and there's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
So they want to keep that, and it's good for the town. It draws a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm sure that not only the fact that they set up for food at the festival, but I'm sure it helps all the other local businesses. Um, it's grown. The neighborhood area has grown a lot since the festival was first there. There's a lot more housing. There's a lot more, like, just even shopping opportunities, things like that up there than there were back in the early parts. But it's people are used to it, and I think if people in the area are not don't want to deal with it, they choose to go on vacation that week.
That's true. Yeah, another opportunity to Airbnb your house. But I think it's so cool how I've seen. Well, I know I've spoken to some of the organizations like the fire company and like the Lions Club, and that's like their big fundraiser for the year.
Oh,
is
yes.
setting up, and I have to say the Skippack Lions Club in the campground does make a mean breakfast sandwich. It's
Yes.
definitely saved me quite a few mornings when I was feeling pretty tired and needed some fuel. They definitely, with a Gatorade and a breakfast sandwich, that's definitely saved my life.
Yeah,
But
they're a staple in the campground, and it does make a difference. It's
yeah.
and they get all the local volunteers that come in and man those stands. Um, and if one of the firehouse, I don't remember exactly which ones have the food over in the music side.
Oh
Um,
yes.
and it's evolved too, because at the beginning, for a long time, there were only those few things with food in the campground, but now there's some vendors with food in the campground, so you don't have to worry about, like, bringing all your own food. Um, and if you volunteer, you get fed. So um, it's been a plus for a lot of volunteers over the years. You don't have to deal with bringing your own food.
Yeah.
Um,
Volunteers get a good deal. If they I
they
think they
do.
get a discount on their ticket, and then yeah, they get fed, which is
hmm
nice.
Yeah, it is. It's and you can come in on Wednesday. The gates don't open till Thursday, but if you volunteer, you can come in early or earlier. And it's and there's so many people that it's a whole different part of the festival you get to know if you volunteer.
Oh sure.
Yeah, there's a difference between ticket buyers and volunteers. They both have their advantages, but a lot of people who volunteer continue to volunteer.
Yeah,
And
that's just a testament to the festival that people keep coming back in families. I see, I know families who, the parents volunteered and then the kids started volunteering, and then
Mhm.
the parents usually drop off after a little while and they just start becoming attendees, and the kids still volunteer.
Oh yeah, in my own group of people that's been the case. Um, a lot of the kids now are major volunteers, um, and most of my friends, a lot of them now are ticket buyers because they're older. They don't have the energy to volunteer. Um, so it's an evolving thing, and it's so neat, the musicality that comes out of it, and the families that play music there and introduce their kids to so much great music that they grow up listening to it, and then they come back.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's definitely it's its own little thing. I mean, there are a lot more festivals now than years ago there were, but Philly to me is still, like, just one of the best festivals.
Oh
It's
sure.
the traditions are wonderful, the music is always wonderful, and people really care about it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and everybody is so nice when you go into the festival. All the volunteers, everybody who's on site, they're usually smiling, which is always great.
hmm
And
Yeah.
since I've been going, there's been more and more perks. I think you can get a golf cart. There's like the VIP parking. You can park really close.
hmm
And even if you don't, you can just go and we usually park in Wolford, one of the lots there, and take the school bus, take the shuttle. down, and it's
Yes.
a super seamless process. And then we end up making friends with people on the bus or and the bus
Oh,
drivers over the years.
oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely that way. And then and like the from the campground, it's been great that they started the a shuttle from the campground over to the concert area. Because that's a long walk, and a lot of people can't do that walk anymore. So you get a shuttle wristband, and the shuttle comes through through the upper part of the campground. You get on the shuttle, and they bring you over this to the main gate.
Oh, cool! I didn't know
Um,
that. That's great.
yeah, hmm it definitely is a plus. Um, yeah, it's and it I mean because there's limited parking,
Yep.
so the outer thing you just have to give yourself a little more time, but they it, they've have figured out how to do things, and it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every once in a while, things they change and go with the times, but usually they come up with solutions to any of the issues or the things we want to do, and that the it's obviously a tough festival for handicapped accessible because it's rough ground. But even that, they really work hard to try to make it easier so that people that have any kind of disabilities can still get there. Um, we're very inviting to people, but it is physically a difficult festival because it's on a farm
Yeah.
and there's a lot of hills.
Yes, there are. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hills, and depending on the weather, there's a lot of sun or some puddles that you have to try to avoid. But
hmm
we all manage to get through it together.
Yeah, as many people I know that have been going for a long time every year. Did this hill get steeper?
Sure seems like it.
But I mean, you walk out, I mean, besides the campground, but when you walk over get to the concert area the first time for the weekend, and you walk down there and you look down over to the stage and just see all the people there, it is just a wonderful sight.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
and it is very great. I think it's great how they've changed things. When I first went, and I'm sure you too, when they used to split it up like day and night, you would have to leave the festival and then go back
Yes.
in line. You don't have to do that anymore. I'm sure that there's
No.
people who've gone to the festival have no idea what we're talking about right now. But
No, they swept. They would sweep the grounds and then because they sold daytime tickets and they sold nighttime tickets,
right.
or all day. But you had to during the dinner break. They would have you leave, and then they started, which was actually a good thing that when they started doing the sweep, the way that they rearranged where crafts were, you could go to the craft booths during that break instead of just waiting to
Oh,
get back in. That worked out really well. But now they got rid of that sweep, and now there's just a ticket for a day ticket on Saturdays and Sundays. Um, and Sundays used to go later. Sunday used to also go to midnight.
oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that has changed, which is good because some people have to leave on Sunday,
Right.
and they would miss a lot of it because a lot of people have to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Um, it's I mean it's easier to, in my opinion, to be able to stay on Sunday night and pack out on Monday, but not everybody can do that.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've from my first years go, I think I went 1 year and then learned that okay, I'm going up Wednesday, I'm coming home Monday, and it just makes life easy to spend. And then it's nice to spend the day. For me personally, I always like spending the day Thursday, just kind of chilling out before the Thursday night concert, which is
hmm
to me, I think that is probably the best kept secret of the festival is that Thursday night concert.
Oh
The
yeah.
the bands are amazing. I've seen so many amazing acts there, and it's cool to see in the beginning. It's still light, and there's the crowd is kind of light. When they first announce the first
hmm
band, and then you start seeing the droves of people coming. And as a photographer, when you're up against the stage and you're looking at the stage, and then all of a sudden you turn around and where did all these people come from?
Oh yeah, it's amazing how that and this year the lineup this year for the stage on Thursday night is really good. Saw some of those bands at the um it's always the name of this thing skips my mind. It was a little festival up in the Poconos this weekend. Um, the Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't think of the name of it. I was just there. Um, but it's a tiny, and some of those same bands are playing the Thursday night stage.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, and it's been so nice because when they updated that stage and built that beautiful stage on in the campsite years ago, because the first Thursday night ones were still the old stage and very bad lighting, and just it was just because it was sort of like a small little extra stage, and now it's become a major stage, and the Thursday night is fabulous. Um, and it's a great stage.
Yeah. And it's a
Yeah,
great way to start the festival. It's
it really
awesome.
is. It is, and you have to be a camper to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
which makes it a little bit more intimate. And
Hmm.
it's a lot of fun. And I'm looking at the lineup right now. It's a Chris Casper, Mason
Hmm.
Porter. I'm a Mason Porter fan. And then
Yeah.
is it Hazika? Is that how you say it?
Isaiah Jones.
Haziah Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite a
Yeah.
lineup.
Right. Right. And those three bands just played on Saturday night at this Robin and Beth festival up in the Poconos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I just got to see all of them on Saturday, and now I'm really looking forward to Thursday
That's great.
because yeah, they are really great bands. And it's nice. There's a lot of local people playing at the festival this year too,
Oh, cool.
which is really nice. Because we have a really great music scene in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
So um, they're bringing a lot of them into the festival, and including those three. They're all basically Philadelphia-based bands.
Oh, great. I love that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I always like it used to be called the Philadelphia Music Co-op, I think. Now it's called
Yes,
MAC,
now it's
MAC.
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I see John Moreland on the festival. I mean, there's the lineup is amazing. Folkfest.org is where you can see the lineup and get tickets. Now, is there anything different this year for the festival that people can look forward to?
I'm not sure.
No
Um,
problem.
yeah, this I think it's. I mean, it's again a great lineup. Um, it's there's a real mix of music, and I'm sure that there's probably a lot of the music that some people have not heard before. But come check it out because you're always going to be surprised and impressed with who you hear. Um, there's the main stage is always spectacular, and if you haven't heard of them before, you'll remember them after this week. And the smaller stages have great workshops. There's a cultural stage that has interviews and just a real variety of things. It's definitely worth going. I highly recommend coming to the festival. And if you've never been there, um, you're in for a treat. And if you've been there before, you know what you're coming into, and come enjoy it.
Yeah, I love
So
the 1 year. I think the theme was "Welcome Home," and
yeah,
that always sticks with me whenever I go to the festival. It does feel like going home again.
oh, it does. It is. It's the just for me what it entails and the friends. In fact, I just got to see some of the friends that I met at Philly 41 years ago this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
Some of my dearest friends I've met through Fest, and in fact, I met my husband through Fest.
Oh, wow. How did you meet your
Yeah.
husband?
Um, not I don't remember exactly how because I knew him for many years before we got together. We were friends, and I also knew his late wife, and we would see each other there and at NERFA, which is a music business community, and then Susie passed away, and John and I kept running into each other, and just after a few years, we actually got together. So, but I definitely knew him from the folk festival.
Wow.
So
Uh,
yeah, I know a lot of people that got together at the folk festival.
yes. There's
Yeah.
many marriages definitely started at the folk festival.
Yes, and many children born because of the folk festival.
Definitely.
Yes. So yeah, there are quite a few babies that came to their first festival as real small infants because some of them were conceived at the folk festival.
That's awesome. So, Jayne,
Hmm.
before I ask every guest three final questions. But was there anything that I should have asked that I didn't get a chance to ask, or anything that you want to mention?
Mm, Not that I can think of. I think we've covered a lot.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I ask every guest the same three questions. The first one is, what was your first album that you either bought or received as a gift? But basically, what was your first album?
Oh wow. I really actually don't remember. Um, but when I first started buying music, it was probably a lot of rock and roll, like Yes and Led Zeppelin and
Oh,
things
great.
like that. I do remember having 45s of Janice Ian's Society's Child.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
How
and
cool.
17. Yeah, so
Of course.
I remember Janice Ian from pretty early on.
Oh, that's great. It all comes back to Janice Ian, right?
Hmm. I love Janice Ian.
Oh, she's wonderful. What was the first concert that you attended?
The Chambers Brothers
The Chambers Brothers. And where was that?
in Florida
Oh, cool.
when I was about 13.
Oh, wow. Anything
Yeah.
stand out from you from that first concert experience?
Um, I I liked going to live music. It started me going to live music a lot.
Oh, that's great. And the last question is, what's your favorite soundtrack or score from a movie?
Oh, oh my God! If I can remember the name of this movie, I'm very bad at retaining, like coming, remembering names of stuff. But it was oh my God, I can't think of the movie. But it was all like it was about it had yeah, I'm not going to remember. I'll remember after we hang up. Yeah, it was Kevin Costner was actually played the person who died, and it was a funeral for him, and all his friends got together at a house in the Carolinas. Um, and I can't think of the name of the movie, but it had such a great soundtrack. That's always stood out for me. Um, but I cannot remember the name of the movie. Yeah, you're talking somebody whose memory is getting fading.
No problem. No problem. Usually I'm doing a lot of Googling when I ask that question anyway, because this happens to everybody. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It
yeah. It's I'll think of it as soon as we get off the phone. Yes,
was Kevin Costner in The Big Chill?
that's it. The
was
Big Chill. The Big
okay?
Chill. The Big Chill.
Ah,
Yeah, that's it's always stood out as just having one of the best soundtracks. I mean, there's other movies I've loved the music with, but that one always was like, I mean, the every the songs just match the show so well, and I really there's scenes in that I remember because of the music.
oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a legendary soundtrack. I
Hmm.
believe I have it on vinyl. It's one of
Ah.
those. One of those you
Hmm.
have to have in your collection.
Yeah, it was an amazing collection. Whoever put that together, I'm very impressed with people who put the music together for things like that. It's what a great job.
Yeah, seriously.
but but when you actually like the way they put things together like that is so cool. Um and it's great for the musicians who get their music in movies.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of musicians will get their big break from
Yeah.
from having their music in a movie, and then all of a sudden they blow up.
Yeah, it's great. It's like because that's I mean the goal for musicians, especially for songwriters, is to get their music out there. And if somebody if it's in a movie or somebody really famous covers your song or things like that, it's it's definitely a win-win. Um, so yeah, I've known a few people that have had that opportunity, and it's definitely a blessing.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, hopefully some of our festival musicians will say that we remember them when they played at the Little Old Philadelphia Folk Festival, and then they got their big break maybe in a movie or and it's happened. I can't tell you how many people I've seen at the festival, and then all of a sudden you hear about them everywhere.
Oh yeah, well Susan Werner, who has played the folk festival many times, who I originally saw at a coffee house in this area many years ago. She's written the music for a show, a musical of Bull Durham,
Oh, cool.
the movie Bull, and it's been in previews in a couple places. It's actually tickets went on sale today. It's going to be in previews at a theater in New Jersey, and hopefully go to Broadway. And she wrote all the music for this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she's a folk festival person.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a lot of neat stuff. There's a lot of history with the music at Philly, and a lot of people who love coming back and playing there.
Yeah, yeah. You never know who you're going to see. You might run into your new favorite artist, or you might run into your future spouse. You never know.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And it's, to me, I've been introduced to so much music there that it's been wonderful. I look forward to it every year. It's like I know a lot of the music because I've been going for so long, and I go to a lot of festivals and a lot of local stuff. But I'm always in for a new treat every year.
Oh, that's great. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the Hill. Jayne Toohey,
Yes.
press contact for the Philadelphia Folk Festival, author of Smilin' Banjo, and photographer of the Philadelphia Folk Festival. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Okay, you're very welcome. I'll see you soon. See you next week.
I don't think anyone wants to hear about football/soccer.
Oh man, I'm stoked. I'm in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven in El Cajon, California. Man, these are great questions.
I think the answers are probably better.